Welcome everyone. Today we have a boss slaying build for season 3. As you guys can see behind me, we're about to fight Duriel, and my level is currently 83, so we're not in the best position to fight Duriel, and in the later half of this video, we'll talk about what is the best level and how would you get your first set of Duriel items by killing him the first time. So notice right away we're about to critting over 10 million, 8 million damage, and this is with a level 80 character without all the right gears. So what I want to show you guys is we can kill Duriel very fast as Barbarians. Well, it's not a surprise, but the bigger trap lies in going with charge against the boss, because after testing multiple times, we have concluded that charge is just not good for boss killing. And afterwards, yes, guess what we went back to? We went back to the Hota, the Hammer of the Ancient, but there's some adjustment. Because the shouts are no longer reducing each other's cooldowns, they're actually reducing the cooldowns of your other skills. So this could be a little interesting. And as you guys can see, while I'm talking for the past, how many seconds we're about to kill Duriel. If it wasn't for the animation, Duriel would have been died by now. So in this video, I'll go through with you guys my current boss slaying build, and it's very powerful. After level 80, I was about to use this build to kill Duriel, and I estimated if I do this solo, because we're doing with 4 players, if I do this solo, it will take me less than 60 seconds, or even less than 30 seconds if Duriel doesn't eat me. Yeah, Duriel ate me and I panicked. Yeah, I didn't know there was an eating animation. Unfortunately, we couldn't get any uber unique items, but we were able to kill Duriel multiple times and also get some really decent items. So yes, enough talking about killing Duriel, let's go through the build and go through the guide, and I'll explain everything to you guys. And as you can go through my items, you'll be like, hey, you're using Duriel items, that's why you're able to kill Duriel super fast. Well, on the second part of the video guys, I'll explain to you guys how it took us over 10 minutes to kill Duriel for the first time, and that's how we start to collect items. So it's not that easy at the start, but as you get more items, as you get more unique items, and also 9 to 5 item power items, you will become stronger with each time you take on Duriel. So it's quite important to know which of the gears you can start killing him with and how you transition. So currently I'm using 3 of the Duriel unique items, including the helmet, the pants, and also the amulet. I'm sure you guys have seen this in season 2, and nothing of this has changed. Now as for the chest, I have decided to go with over 5000 armor by letting go of my cooldowns for evade, and this is a really good trade-off. As for the gloves, we're going to go with increased core skill damage. As for the boots, I'm actually going with extending berserk duration to give me more damage and also more berserk for fury gain. In terms of the rings, this one is actually quite interesting, because here we'll be gaining 10 fury per shot. Not 10 fury while any shot is activated. It's no longer per shot. So what that means is you should only have 1 shot activated to maximize the fury gain because of this. And finally, I'm actually going for more attack speed to gain fury and also to trigger more overpower hits with bash. As for the weapons, we're going with the increase of core skill damage, that's very standard. And here I just happen to have found this one to increase the maximum damage we deal with higher resource. And that's how Hota works. And as for the one-handed weapon, I'm going with one-handed weapon maces as Hammer of Ancient AoE and also overpower after 8 weapon swaps. Those are very important because after 8 weapon swaps, we're getting 1 guaranteed overpower. And after 4 critical hits with my bash, I'm getting 1 more guaranteed overpower. And in order to bash quicker, I'm using 2-handed weapons. I'm using 2 one-handed weapons to ensure that we have lots of bashes, and with high critical chance, we'll be getting a lot more procs with overpower hits over 10 or 20 million. Now, if you guys haven't seen my leveling build, this is actually a transition from the leveling build. So what I'll do is I'll post a leveling build, which I'll show you guys all the aspects that is acquirable, and I even tell you where to get those items at what level. So with the leveling build for Hammer of the Ancient, you can then transition into the uniques. So if you look at the current uniques I'm using, those are the uniques I'm currently using. And pretty much after getting those uniques, I transition from using all the legendary aspects into those uniques. And I don't think we have to go too much on the skill tree. There is a small adjustment at the moment because in the leveling process I was getting swiftness to move faster. And now because I'm fighting Duriel, I'm not moving faster, I'm actually getting endless fury to gain increased fury as I attack him to gain more fury. And pretty much everything else is pretty standard. Now if you come over to the Paragon board, you can see there is a variation between my current Paragon board with what I have put into the builder. I'll have this adjusted for you guys. So what I mean that is, my current Paragon board was actually using the Charge Paragon, and I have purposely made the Paragon board very similar. So all I have to do is to change the glyphs and I'm done. I don't have to do much. And this allows me to play the charge build and play the Hammer of Vengeance wherever I want to. As long as I change my skill points, I'm pretty much set. So having this means that I can be switching between builds if I'm going to kill Duriel or if I'm farming just with a charge build. Now as for the choice of the pet, I'm going with Flash of Adrenaline with tactical support, duration support, and also volume and support to give us a little more benefit. In terms of the attack pet slot, I'm going with Impel to give me critical chance, attack speed, and also critical damage to give us the best chance of dealing the most damage. Now coming over to the second part of the video, usually we talk about the skill rotations, but I'm sure you guys know the Hammer of Vengeance pretty much. So there's just one tricky part about this, is that you want to be casting your Berserk before you cast any shot. Because now I'm using the martial glyph and I'm actually lowering the cooldowns of my Berserk. So while I'm doing this, if I cast my Berserk first, then I cast my shot, effectively I'm getting at least 12-second cooldown reduction before Berserk comes cooldown. And if I get 2 rotations on my shot, I'm getting minus 24 seconds onto Berserk. And Berserk is when I deal the most damage, because I'll be spending Fury and also gaining more bonus damage because I spend more than 50 Fury. So the idea is I always want to cast Berserk before I cast a shot, unless I'm just fighting normal monsters and I want to save Berserk. Most of the other times, you cast Berserk first and then you cast your shot in rotation. Try to not overlap your shots, because you no longer get bonus Fury regeneration. So always try to have one shot activated at a time and then rotate between your basic attack and also the Hammer of Vengeance to deal the most damage. Because you'll be swapping weapons, you'll be critical hitting with Bash to get more overpower hits, and also you'll be getting a lot of Fury as you attack the boss. Now, as you guys know, the Hammer of Vengeance, you want to be casting this one with over 50% Fury. But when the boss gets low, sometimes I get a little edgy and I start spamming this a lot. But you know, you want to cast Hammer of Vengeance a little higher Fury, and this allows you to get the most damage. Now I mentioned earlier about talking about when should you be going for Duriel. Well, the first time we went for Duriel, it was around I was level 82, and it took me and also my friends. You can see our level is not the highest. We have a friend who's level 65, we have a few level 80 friends. It took us about 10 minutes to kill Duriel because I think with the gears were just not right, and I was using a charge build. And the first time killing Duriel was the hardest. If you're going with Hammer of Vengeance, it can be a little easier. I recommend attempting Duriel after level 80. And also, as you're attempting Duriel, guys, there's 2 things you want to get. You want to get a lot of armor, and having these particular legendary effects really helps. Second to that, you want to maximize your poison resistance. And if you still find yourself taking lots of damage, you can even drink a poison resistance potion, which will give you even higher resistance, over 70%. So you can cheat a little bit to take a little bit less damage. And after level 80, your first clear for Duriel might take over 10 minutes, but that's okay. Now on the management of potions, if you try to kill Duriels with only limited potions, you might be dying a lot. So having a shells regenerating 3% of maximum life really helps over here. And there were many times at the start of the fights, you guys don't get to see it. There were times where we were fighting Duriel for like over 5 minutes, and in order to get myself enough potions, I was just running around shouting and dodging the poison steps. If I dodge the poison pool and I'm shouting, I'm getting a lot of HP regen, I'll be saving a lot of potions. So there's a lot of small little things you can be doing before you get your items. And once you get the items, upgrade them, and then come back to the Duriel and also kill him much faster. Now before I finish, I'll provide you guys with a short replay of me and my friends killing Duriel. Now I said we can kill him under 60 seconds, but that will be solo ride, and I don't want to waste enough materials to solo kill him. So you can see while playing as a party of 4, we still kill Duriel under 100 seconds I believe, and that is fairly fast for a level 80 class.